You up?
Damn. All right. Yep. I should be up.
There we go.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. Now I'll get this
A little
out to
choppy, but that's all right.
Discord real quick. Oh, shit.
What?
I have to say in that screen. I have to share it on my phone. Listen, we gonna figure this out eventually. What's up, chat? What's up? What's up? What's up? How we doing today, baby? I appreciate y'all coming in, chilling, vibing, having a good time. Got some important shit to talk about today, baby. Got some important shit to talk about today.
Going live now. Hopefully this isn't
Make sure to
wonky.
change it to 1080p.
I think I did. I hope. Congratulations on your first stream. Man, stop playing with me.
Hey, yo.
Stop playing with me.
That's funny as fuck.
Oh, man.
Congratulations
Let me hear the audio.
on your first stream.
Congratulations on your first stream.
Yeah, mine personally is laggy, but
it doesn't look bad on my end.
Like, it's not like the mouth syncing isn't fucked up.
It doesn't look like it.
Alright, we here then. What it do, chat?
What's up?
Dev chat, what's good? How we doing?
How we doing today, baby? Sheesh. Alright. Snap,
My audio's
Facebook,
not on?
and YouTube is all there. Your audio's not on?
Damn.
Why would it not be picking up your audio?
Alright, well then, probably because of Streamlabs being a bitch.
No, because you would be coming through me. So that's a me thing.
How dare you?
But that doesn't make sense. I have my
Because Kate's
output all the
watching.
same.
Yeah.
Audio. Beacon mix create. Yeah.
Hello. Hello, chat.
What's up, buddy? What's up, Alec?
Huh?
We're just trying to get Corey's
Because
thing to work.
I just have him up. Which on DevStream it works perfectly fine. But then if I turn his on, it echoes really bad. I could probably just mute him on Discord. That might be a good idea. Yeah, fuck it. Let's do that.
You're saying that your stream doesn't have audio? Yeah, you mute me on Discord, you ain't gonna be able to hear shit. And then I can't hear you.
Try now, because I have my mic on.
Yo, 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 yo.
Yo, sorry, chat. It's our first one, so just bear with us. All right.
Give us a minute. Because Corey's also streaming, so we're trying to get this shit working.
So I said worst case scenario, chat, I won't be streaming it. You just tune in the devs, no big deal. All love. You hear it now? Okay.
You might have to do audio output to your headphones.
That's true. I have it as desktop audio, but hold on. What? But that's not. Did my stream crash?
Nah, I have it up right now.
No, it's up. Yeah, it shows I'm live.
What's up, Alec? Sorry, we're dealing with technical difficulties because I didn't realize how many
You hear it
different
though?
things we have
All
to
right.
add?
We're good.
We're good.
We're good, Dev. We're good. Yeah. Kate just said I'm a little delayed, but you know what? They can suck it up.
They can suck it up.
So sorry if it's a little choppy, guys. Like I said, any problems, I'll just end the stream. We'll move on. So we
He's
here.
streaming over on his channel, which is Corey B. Go check him out. We're gonna be doing first podcast of Dev's Dialogue today, and we're gonna be talking about some serious shit today. Shit that needs to be said. Oh shit. I got the chat right underneath my head. Oh shit. I forget how to fix that.
That's fine.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's fuck it. Who cares?
I wonder
They'll
if
live.
yeah, that's this one. Okay. I'll put chat up here.
Yo, Cooley, I see you in the chat, bro. Shout out to you, man. All love.
Nire Dev, Corey B, all good, bro. Sounds good for me. I bet.
Yo, chat real quick before we move on, because I'm tired of talking about tech issues, bro. If y'all can't hear me or Dev in my chat, please let me know. Like I said, worst case scenario, I'll end my stream, move on. Not a big deal, you know. Because obviously we could just pull up his, you know, y'all could go tune in. But
Yes, sir.
yeah, Dev, thank you for having me as your first guest. I appreciate it. I'm honored.
I appreciate you accepting my invitation.
That's all love, bro.
But yeah, guys, I'm gonna try and figure out how to start this. So we're here
Go
to
ahead.
talk about the things that don't want to be talked about, the things that need to be talked about within just mental health in general. People don't like to say what's on their mind when it's on their mind, because they think that they're gonna get canceled, or they're gonna get they're gonna upset somebody else. But at the end of the day, like, people need to be able to speak their piece at the end of the day, I feel.
Period.
And when it comes down to it, a lot of people don't speak up, and then we have issues to where when it comes down to it, people feel like they can't talk out when they need to talk about the issues that they're having, you know?
Correct.
And at the end of the day, it's a sad day when people end up committing suicide due to not speaking to someone or not having someone to reach out to at the end of the day. And I think we all just need to be more cautious of how we approach things, because once again, like I said before, everyone doesn't start at the same starting block, man. They really don't.
My stream crashed. Streamlabs sucks. Sorry to cut you off. Screw
You're
it.
good.
I'm just gonna let it go.
Okay.
It's not a big deal.
But at the end of the day, I just feel like we should all be more present in what we're doing here.
Yeah.
Because it means a lot to be able to be there for someone that you don't even know that you're there for at the end of the day too. Like, there's quite a few people in here that come to watch this and come to watch me every Sunday, Saturday, you know. And like I've said before, anyone can reach out to me at any time, any time of the day, any place, wherever they're at, and just hit me up and talk about anything that they feel like they need to talk about. And I feel like that's what we need more in society.
Oh yeah, big time. I 100% agree.
Um,
I'm gonna briefly turn off my camera real quick. All right, that's better. Sorry about that.
You're good.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think since this is the first podcast, I think we should introduce ourselves a little bit to the people who don't know. You know, because you be streaming like gaming and stuff, and this is obviously a different outlet and a different stream. So I think they need to know who you are, Devi, if they don't know.
I like the setup you guys have for this, bro. Looks clean. Thank you, Alec. That's facts, bro. Been doing it for years, bro. You've always been a real one. I appreciate that, Alec. And
Thanks.
you've always been there for me, and I can't say it enough, man. You've saved me quite a few times. And at the end of the day, again, I shouldn't be here, but we're here. And one thing that Corey was saying was I wanted to introduce myself. He's gonna introduce himself.
I
but-
guess. No, I'm kidding. Of course I will. Of course I will.
But so I haven't had the easiest go of it, right? And when it comes down to it, I know people have had it worse than me. But the thing about judgment and the thing about society is we don't look within ourselves to do better. We always look at other people and compete. You know, we have a very competitive society, and when it comes down to it, we always try to strive for what he has or what she has, not realizing within ourselves that we're trying to do better for ourselves, because at the end of the day, we're in a way we're all alone, and I don't think people realize that. But me, so I've had some issues. I've had we moved around as a child a lot, probably like 10, 12 times, and we try to just put that to the side and act like it ain't nothing. But what I've realized as an adult is things affect you that you didn't realize affected you like that until you become an adult. Think about shit. So like I used to fight with my pops a lot. I fought with my brother a lot, and that's actually coming into adulthood. That's how I take on a lot of situations now. Is I have an almost instant defense mechanism, to where if anyone new tries to come into my life, I can't trust it, and that's what's broken a lot of my relationships up, because at the end of the day, we're scared to let new things happen, and then when we do let new things happen, they can hurt us. And I've been down about that, and I tried. I had 3 attempts. And none of them succeeded.
Thank God.
Thankfully, I'm still
Amen.
here. But yeah, man, I don't think a lot of people understand that. There's the way I did it, I shouldn't be here, right? There's like a 0.000001% chance that I should fucking be here, and a lot of people don't get that, right? A lot of people, they get one and done, and when it comes down to it, I think I'm putting on this world to be able to help that never happen again. And that's why I want to do this. I want to talk about this more. But yeah, man, that's why the charity was so important to me, because I've been there, I've done it, and I came out alive, surprisingly.
Shout out. Sorry to interrupt. He raised over $500 towards mental health and suicide prevention. Can we get some W's in the chat, please?
I agree.
Come on.
Brother. I agree. Thank you. Well, yeah, man. The charity, it was great, and I've had my downs, and I've had more downs than you can count, especially when I went out on disability. That was one thing that I didn't realize how alone I was until I sat there for a year not being able to do anything because the doctors told me I wasn't allowed to do anything. And I didn't have anybody to reach out to. I started streaming. That's how I met Cooley. I met Cooley when I was out on disability. And I started streaming, and it was a highlight of my life. And then money came down to it, and I had to sell the streaming setup and a few other things because I was out. And it hurts, man. It hurts knowing that the one thing that makes you happy you can no longer do. And that was one thing that hit me hard when it happened. But I think, for me, I think that I am put on this earth to be able to make a difference when it comes down to doing what you love, but also doing what other people need. And you don't need it until you ask for the help. And that's what we should portray here, is you guys need to understand that when you're down and you think you're out, you always have people. You have me always, no matter what. Hit me up at any time of the day. But yeah, man, that's me. If you guys didn't know, I did have 3 attempts and they all failed. I'm still here, and that's what I want to try to prevent from now on, and that's why we did the charity.
Amen to that. Again, one more time, I see a bunch of W's in the chat before I introduce myself. Let me get some more W's in that chat, bro. He's really trying to make a huge impact, on suicide prevention and mental health, especially men's mental health. Not downplaying women or in any way, shape, or form. But definitely get a round of applause, man. Come on, seriously, get some W's in the fucking chat, please. Like that's just mind blowing. Like, think about that, right? Like, you raised over $500 towards something that's not only serious, but in my opinion, from what I see, especially in men's mental health, it's swept under the rug. So
it's not to downplay women at any
at
point
all
here. But the thing is, women tend to portray their emotions on each other, and they tend to have a little bit more outreach when it comes to things. Not everyone does. Not everyone gets that same opportunity. But we definitely downplay men's emotions and how they take them on, because at a young age we're told to just lock that shit in. Put it as deep down as possible and just let
be a man, right?
Yep, be a man.
Sorry, but I fucking hate that quote sometimes, man. Let me tell
agree.
you.
I agree.
So putting all that aside real quick, right? I'm pretty sure a lot of you in Dev's community know who I am, but if you don't know me, I go by the name of Corey B. I also stream on YouTube. As you see my logo at the top, you just type in Corey B straight across if you want to come through. I appreciate it. Obviously, I'm not going to be a stranger on Dev's side, so if you think you can get rid of me, you're not going to. I'm just playing. But, yeah. So most people don't know who I am, and that's cool. You're going to learn one day. You're going to learn who either of us are. My name is Corey. I'm from Easton, Pennsylvania. In the Lehigh Valley. I know Dev's from Bethlehem, which is like right around the way. Man, I always hate these questions, man. Like, I'm the one that threw it out there too. Like, what's wrong with me? I basically grew up in Easton / Wilson. I basically primarily grew up there. Not to discourage anybody that I grew up with and my family that raised me, but I didn't have it easy. At a time when I was growing up, Wilson and Easton really started booming population wise, and it still is. People that know where Easton, PA is, all you have to do is just go down to downtown Easton. There's construction all over the place. Yep. Why? Because the population is growing rapidly. So since Easton and Bethlehem is like 1 hour from New York City and 1 hour from Philly, obviously people that are trying to get out of that expensive lifestyle come in here because it's cheaper, so to say. Now it's not, but cheaper. So why am I bringing this up? Because Dylan really asked for an address. Can you ban him? No,
Alec,
I'm kidding.
That's not the same Dylan.
I'm joking.
Alec, by the way, I appreciate what you said. Much love, brother.
Yeah, facts. So the reason I'm bringing that up is because, when the population is rising in a new city, the crime is going to go up with it. And I was no victim, or I wasn't any different from anybody else dealing with it. I seen a lot of gang activity. I hung out with them type of people. My biological father, who I don't speak with any longer, he's in a big gang. I'm obviously not gonna throw the name out of respect, for the streets out there and the street code. But I done seen a lot of that shit behind the scenes, and it's no joke. And being around that as a child, you grow up very quickly, very, very quickly. And I done got in fights. I done gotten jumped to where I basically blacked out, broke my nose, jaw, everything. I even did my own dirt as well. Not to say I was perfect and I was innocent. Far from it. I was fucking throwing people around in school and outside in the street like it was nothing. And obviously, I took my L's too. So I was around that ghetto shit, and that definitely changes your life. A lot of people don't notice because I don't really talk about it. Because I know a lot of people, like especially in men's mental health, downplay suicide until it happens, until it's too late. I don't really talk about it because at the time I didn't really care. I had one attempt. One attempt. It was around a time where most people knew it was one of my darkest times, and that was when my best friend, R.I.P. Mikey, I got him on my sleeve right here. Rest in peace to him. He was shot and killed outside of his parents' house over cell phones because he worked at a phone store. And, I found out that, and, him being so close to me, who inspired me, when my older brother and family wasn't around, he was there instantly. Bumped heads a lot, though. But that's a whole other topic later in the podcast, I'm sure. And in the same week, actually the day of my friend's funeral, I found out I got cheated on. And obviously I was very angry about that. Obviously it's not Kate. For people that know Kate, obviously it's not her. Hell no. Hell no. But I found out the same day. And obviously, with that plus work, I was working long nights, getting up early. Everything else that I was battling, I did attempt once, and obviously I didn't go through. It was more of like a thought and about to do it, but I didn't do it because I'm too pussy. Not to downplay that, but I couldn't. I could not do it. So I just checked myself in and went to therapy and did my thing, And now I just look at it like, I respect anybody that has attempted and has, to deal with mental health and depression and everything, because I was a witness myself and I was a victim myself. A lot of people also don't know this. I was also in a mental hospital. Sorry, this is kind of dragging on.
You're fine.
This is the last thing I'm going to say. I was in a mental hospital when I was in middle school. My step-pops and I got into a huge fight. I ended up getting checked in. And I was at a mental hospital in North Philly. People that know North Philly, you look at me, damn well I wouldn't have survived. I was the only white. I was the only white person in that motherfucker. Only one. It was brutal, bro. They're like, oh, look at this fucking white boy. I heard it all. But I literally seen people take anything they possibly could in there. As a kid, mind you, they were my age. I saved this kid's life. He was literally dead center in like the, I guess you could say, lounge. Literally tried to kill himself right there in front of everybody. Like it was nothing. And I told him, like, bro, simmer down, bro. Like, you got this. You gonna be all right. Like, talk to me, And now he's about to be a lawyer.
That's crazy.
Yep. So I done seen all of it. So I'm just saying, that's why I'm happy that I'm here. And I'm honored to be Dev's first guest. And yeah, here I am. Now let's get to it, huh?
Well,
Thank you, guys.
Glad that you're here, brother.
Thank you.
You never went through with it. And as far as the pussy quote, I ain't even going front. At the end of the day, it's not that. That also comes back to the concept of being a man in a way. Is when men are growing up, we're always told, be a man, don't be pussy, shit like that. That's how we grew up, And that's one thing
that's how the talk is.
I never understood in society is like emotions for a man is never perceived the same way. And again, I'm not downplaying anyone, but at the end of the day, that's what we're told from a young age, and that's something that shouldn't be told That's
Yeah.
something that should be like, if you need to talk to someone, fucking go talk to them. You know what I mean? And
Yep.
that's why a lot of people don't understand and don't like the way I talk, because at the end of the day, I talk straight up. I give you full blown honesty, and at the end of the day, I'm instantly like, you're either gonna like what I say or you're gonna hate what I say, and that's another thing about society that I don't understand. What we do is we we take it to where opinions now affect everything that you say, right? You can't believe that someone else believes something else, or else it's a fucking problem. And it's like, we can't have conversations anymore about controversial topics anymore, because controversial topics end up getting you hated or
Yeah.
uh
It's a big one.
canceled like instantly. Like, if you have a different opinion on anything now, like, you're instantly dead to the world to somebody. And like, that's crazy. That's crazy to
Mhm.
me. You should be, and that comes back to the whole point of like, it, if you got, speak your piece. You know what I mean? And that's where
Absolutely.
it doesn't mind me anymore. I instantly just like, if I'm gonna say something, I'm gonna fucking say it, and you can hear it and you cannot like me, but I would rather have a conversation about what your views are on it. You know what I mean?
100%. And I just want to make it clear, um, that when I said like, oh, I didn't go through it because I'm pussy, I just want to throw that out there that anybody watching this, I'm not saying like, oh, if you don't do it, you are. I just want to throw that out there that that's not what I was trying to implement. It was just that I was too scared and too how do you fucking say that? Like, I was too scared to go through with it. Like I had the second thought. So, back to the be a man thing, and if blah blah blah, you're a pussy. Like, in that situation, obviously I was scared. So that's the one way that I explain that.
Yeah,
And a lot of people have explained it. So I just want to make that clear really quick that anybody watching that, it wasn't that. So I just want to put that out there right now. And one thing I do like about Dev, not to you know, I forget the heck what I was gonna say now. I love it. Um, one thing I do like about Dev that makes him stick out to me is his honesty. It's like he has nothing to hide, he has nothing to lose when he says something, you know? And that's one thing I respect about him. So and I know a lot of y'all um in Dev's community um see it the same way I do as well. And it's really sad that people, I don't want to say people can't express themselves, but they can't at the same time, because of God forbid, right? God forbid, I'm not even gonna get into politics. That's a whole other fucking ballpark.
yeah,
Like, but let's
that's
just
just
say,
ridiculous.
I like sports. I'm a New York Yankees fan. God forbid I bump into a Red Sox fan,
Hmm.
right? They're gonna get all fucking political. They're gonna get all angry, like, oh, this, that. Like, they're gonna get all angry, right? Because you're not having the same exact views that they are. And that goes for everything else. I just thought of the baseball thing as a big example. It's really, in my opinion, part of my language, but it's fucking pathetic. People need to have an open mind that, you know, um, I probably have different views on certain stuff than Dev. That doesn't mean he's gonna hate me. Like I can then Dev can have different views from I don't know Timmy across the street.
Yep.
Y'all should be able to open up and have an open mind instead of being like, oh, you don't like pineapples on your pizza? Fuck you. You're a scumbag. That's literally how we talk. Where did this come from?
Yep. And not
Where
only
did it come
that,
from?
but I've had quite a few situations to where I've been in to where I've heard people talk about it. I'll address the chat in a second. But as far as like I've been in a few situations to where I've heard and I've done it myself. I can't say I haven't, but I'm not doing it so much anymore. Is if you're invited to a party, right? And you were down to go, right? And family or whatever. And there's someone that you don't like there. You don't show up specifically just because they're not there. And I get it. I do. Like I said, I've done it. But at the end of the day, we need to realize that you're literally just taking your own self out of the equation just because the hatred that you have towards somebody else, and you're not allowing yourself to enjoy your life just because somebody else is a piece of shit. And that's something that we're not realizing is you need to be able to all we have at the end of the day is experiences. We could all be gone tomorrow, you know?
That's a fact.
And I'm trying to live every day like we here for another 100 years, hopefully, right? But at the end of the day, you know, like we're taking experiences off the table just because we don't like someone. And I think that's fucking ridiculously insane.
Absolutely.
But like I said, I've done it. I'm not going to say I haven't, but I think it's a stupid concept because, like I said, fucking experiences mean everything at the end of the day. Everything. Because those create memories, those create things that you can come back to later on. And then what happens? That mental breakdown because you didn't go could turn into worse things. And then it could turn into depression just because you weren't able to show up and you weren't able to enjoy the things that other people were able to enjoy just because you don't fucking like somebody. Just tell them to go fuck themselves as soon as you show up. You don't want to talk to them, and that's that. It's that simple. I do it. I don't talk. You don't associate with me. I don't associate with you, and we both enjoy the fucking party. That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
But as far as chat goes, thank you, Cooley. All love, all respect to the both of you. I appreciate you. What's the quote of the day? Quote of the day.
I don't have any. Usually I'm good at this.
Fear of loss is only created through a bad mindset. Mindset.
It's quote of the day, baby. Let's get some W's and claps in the chat, huh?
I think that's how that works.
I like it. I like it. And Chad, if you do have any other questions while we're here that you want us to answer, let us know, please.
Yeah. Just shout them out. I'll read them out. Tough stuff to talk about as a man, for real. Agreed. As a man, we don't talk enough about the shit that we need to, and that's what brings us into drinking a lot, smoking a lot, just being depressed in general. Like it happens, man. Life ain't fucking easy. It's never gonna be. And if you don't have someone to share this shit with, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be rough. You know what I mean? That's
then you're
true.
Just gonna...
If you don't like this, guys, then you're weird. You're weird kid. Or if you don't think that, you're hated. Yup.
Good point, Dylan.
Yeah, for real.
Honest to
out
God.
of Dylan, out of all people.
Damn. No offense. That's the smartest thing that kid's ever said. Nah, I'm playing. Nah, Dylan's definitely a good kid, man. You know, he's just high energy. Not like that, personally. He's definitely smart for his age, so I just want to shout out them for that.
Agreed.
And man, what the heck was I gonna ask now? So Dev, I guess my question to you, I mean, when you are like in your bag, we'll say, right? You're going through it. What is one thing that gets you out of it?
What is one
if you get what I'm
thing
saying
that gets me out of
like what's one way to cope?
Well, so my coping mechanism right now is buying shit. It's not the best coping mechanism because I haven't been able to save for a house. I haven't been able to pay off a loan that I took out, stuff like that. I just keep buying shit for the stream that I don't necessarily need. And then I stream, and it kind of all goes away. But my greatest coping mechanism that I had was when I owned my motorcycle. I'm not saying anyone go out and buy a motorcycle, but let me tell you, if you ever get the chance to ride, it is probably the most blissful, freeing feeling.
It is.
Because Will Smith once said, freedom is always on the edge of death. And I'm not saying motorcycle is death, but you don't have four fucking doors. You don't have and he was talking about skydiving, but
yeah, that's what I was gonna ask you if it was skydiving, but
yeah,
he answered my question.
He was talking about skydiving in that quote, but at the end of the day, I relate that a lot to motorcycles because motorcycle accidents happen, and whether I were to get on the motorcycle tomorrow, I don't have one at the moment, but I will be getting another one as soon as I get the house. That is the most freeing feeling for me, because it just everything just disappears behind you. I don't know what it is. Once you hit a certain speed, and I'm not saying I speed a lot on the motorcycle, but let me tell you, when you get on that fucking throttle and literally your life is in your hands, it's not like that in a car or anything like that, and it allows you to just open up and free your mind and not worry about everything that you're worried about. Bills, fucking money, fucking anything that you're depressed, your girl just cheated on you, fucking anything, man. It all disappears. The only thing that you're worried about right now is the road. And I say worried because, like I said, your life's in your own hands, literally. Throttle in one hand, fucking handlebar in the other. And you just have to focus. And that focus allows you to be more free than you ever were. But with that being said, what would that be to you, Corey?
Good question. I don't want to say mine is more like retail therapy. It used to be. It definitely used to be, but I think personally I calmed down on that. Just before I answer that, drinking, smoking, doing drugs. Listen, if you're thinking about doing that to get away, get help. Even if you are thinking about doing it, just get help.
Yep.
I done lost a bunch of people due to drug overdoses and everything like that. Family members I lost because of alcohol poisoning and stuff like that. So I think one thing to get clear out there is doing any of that, it's just gonna make it worse.
True.
100%. I used to do it, like especially around that time where, I checked myself in after losing my best friend and everything. That was my mechanism. I done chugged a whole fifth of Hennessy like it was water.
Yep.
Hennessy is the devil, bro. Trust me. That shit, don't even get me started. But thanks to Kate and also basically having a drug overdose, I had a laced brownie. Yeah, not fun.
Sheesh.
Yeah, it was bad, bro. All I remember, I was out of it for like 3 days, like just high. I even went to work and everything. Like, Kate got me tickets to see the Yankees and the Red Sox because that was on my bucket list.
Yep.
I don't even remember getting it until the next day. I'm like,
wow.
You got me that? Oh shit. It was like during that night, like it wasn't like, oh, Corey had a full brownie, he's a fucking idiot. No, I had a little piece and I was spinning in circles in the shower throwing up. That's all I remember.
Jesus.
Yeah, it was bad. And that sobered me up. I have 15 bottles of liquor that I've had for years that I will never drink again. I just don't know what to do with it. So I just want to get that out there first. That if you're drinking, if you're smoking, doing drugs, get help for that and your mental health. I guarantee you will feel so much better. My mechanism, mine is definitely gaming and streaming. It's just something about locking in on a good game, man.
Mm-hmm.
You're just so focused on it. To where everything else, your worries, your, bad thoughts, shit, even some good thoughts, even, everything's just gone.
Yep.
it's like it's all behind you and you're just focused on that, you know. That's why, like, with Valorant, as much as that game gives me chest pains and headaches and everything, man,
Fucking heart attack.
every round, oh yeah, every round is different because it's like, oh, that person's going off, that person's doing that, how can I outsmart him, how can I outsmart her, right? So mine is definitely gaming for sure, streaming 100%. You know, my thing other than that, I've been out of it for a while, but the gym is 110%. What's wrong? It was my desk. I'm sorry, guys. Hold on. It was my desk. It was this. No. And if it does, that's going to be great for content. No, I'm kidding.
shit,
We're good. We're good. I promise. I promise. I promise. So yeah, if I disappear, it's yeah. But anyway, so mine is definitely the gym, 100%. I think with the gym, I've been out of it for a while, you know, with quarantine and everything like that. COVID definitely played a huge part into mental health for sure.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine people living in like a toxic household at that time. Oh my god.
Yeah, there's
Oh my god.
There's 5 things that they say will do you good when you're depressed, which is connect with other people, just try to build better relationships, smile at other people, smile at random people, just enjoy the small connections that you have. Physical fitness is one of the top 5. Learning a new skill like motorcycle or streaming or building a fucking birdhouse, anything like that. They say charity is a good one too.
Oh yeah.
It's a weird concept, but just giving to a cause or giving to another person that needs help, whether it's just a homeless person on the street or an actual charity or anything like that, it brings your mindset up, not in a bad way. And I know some people look at giving to the homeless or something like that as iffy because you don't know what they're going to use it for, but at the end of the day, you know that they could use it because they don't have a place to stay. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And
Exactly.
then the 5th one would be just try to stay as present as you can be and don't look too far into the future, because if you try to look 10 years from now and try to guess where you're going to be, you know how hard that plays on your mental health and your mindfulness to be in the present. If I looked at next week and I was like, oh, the printer's going to take a shit 5 fucking times, and I just knew that was going to happen, my mental is instantly fucking dead to the whole world, because I know that next week is going to be the biggest shit show in the last month. And I'm not saying it's going to happen, but it might. But I'm glad that I can't see into the future, and that's why we need to realize, like, we might not wake up tomorrow, you know? We hope we do, but tomorrow is not promised, man, and that's why we have to live in the present more. It'll keep your mindset healthy. It'll keep your mind healthy. And then the one other thing that I would say is not necessarily being fit, but get on a better regiment for food, like actual food that is good for your body. Because the more your machine, which is your body, feels, the better you're going to feel internally. And I can't say that I do that. I eat like fucking complete shit every
I
single
just had
fucking
pizza.
day. Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, like, I eat like complete shit. I'm just saying, like, that's one thing that I've heard a lot of people say is if you eat better, it will help you significantly more than if you're eating like shit. Because if your body feels like shit, your mind's gonna feel like shit. If your mind's gonna feel like shit, then guess what? You're gonna start thinking about doing this or doing that or whatever, man. And that's why food and fitness normally go hand in hand. I'm gonna address chat real quick. Rehab,
Good.
the best thing that ever happened to me. The man ain't kidding. It's not weak to ask for help when you need it. Yeah, I agree. Thank you, Cooley, for saying that. I really appreciate that. Dylan, thank you for the $2 super chat. Much love, much love. Cool. I appreciate the emoji.
That's a cool sticker.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. And wonton soup. I appreciate you coming in. What's good? How we doing today, buddy?
Make sure y'all hit that sub button. Just want to throw that out there.
1 ton soup. I fucking said that
1
wrong.
ton soup.
1
That's a
ton
lot of soup, man.
Yeah, that's a lot of fucking
That's a lot of soup, man.
Bro, I don't
Yeah,
even
make sure
weigh
y'all
a
hit
ton.
that sub button. Make sure
I mean,
y'all
I
hit
do.
that sub button, man. And if chat, you have any other questions, please let us know. Don't be afraid. All right? Please. It could be anything, and we'll definitely answer your questions.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah, no, definitely. Those are definitely some good tips for sure.
Now, I did have a
Come in.
question for you.
Please.
If you want to answer it.
Go ahead.
So my question that I wrote down the other day that I wanted to ask you was, how do you know when you start feeling like down and depressed and whatnot, and how do you know what to do to fix that?
So that's a good question. A lot with me at the moment, because I think way too much into the future. I think especially in your late 20s, man, woman, whatever. It's that weird, like, 30's coming up. 30's coming up. I don't have this done. I did this,
heard
but I
that
didn't get
5
that done.
times today.
Drives me nuts. I just want to throw out there real quick, I guess to tie into this question. If you're not in your late 20s yet, I don't know about Dev, but for me personally, I feel fantastic compared to what I felt when I was in my early 20s and earlier. I feel like for me personally, it's so much easier. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, I feel so much better being 27 than I did ever being 21 or younger.
And that
but
goes
it's
back
different
to
for
the
everybody.
comparison concept is, as much as I don't like to compare myself to other people, the world compares you to others, and
Yeah.
everyone always says, hey, yo, like, you're doing a lot better than most of the people your age. I don't want to hear that. I'm judging
And
myself
that might be
on
right,
myself.
and that might be right.
Mhm.
And that's definitely true. I see, like, on my timeline, like on Facebook, for example, I see this person got a new house, this person got a new car, and you start seeing that and you're like, damn, I didn't do any of that yet.
So what am I doing?
What am I doing? Like, that's been my thing, personally. And when, for that example, like, when I get into a funk like that, not that I like looking into the past, but I think with certain situations, like this, you kind of need to. It's really cool that you look. I think Facebook Memories is fucking amazing sometimes. Sometimes it's a nightmare.
Yep.
But it's just like, wow, look at where I'm at now. I thought I was going to be dead by fucking 25. Like,
Same.
and I'm here. I'm here. Like, shit, we had some setbacks, but one thing that, I forget where I saw it. One thing that speaks out to me is like, oh, I'm stressed about this right now. I'm depressed about this right now. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I think about the shit that I was stressed about a year or two ago.
Mm-hmm.
Is that happening now? Most of them, no. So what was I stressed about?
Yep.
And I went through it. So my thing is like, I think about that and I'm like, you're going to be all right. Pat yourself on the back. It's good to pat yourself on the back. It's not selfish. So yeah, like, to answer your question, I think I try not to look back to the past, but with that exclusion, I think you should. Because it shows how much you've grown. And it's like, man, I'm sad about this, but I know it worse.
Yep.
I know a way worse.
Yep.
So that's been my mechanism personally. With that. But in general, you know, I think yeah, I think in general, I think that's still a good way to look at it. Is look at where you were versus now. Like a big thing, like I just came over to YouTube, right? I got 90 subs. Some people can't even get fucking 4. I should be happy about that. But then you see some people have thousands, hundreds of thousands, and they're like, damn, they got there quick. Why can't I get there? But at the same time, you know, I think that I look at it as I have the opportunity to wake up and to be able to make great content to get more subs. Not that numbers matter, but being on YouTube, which Dev mentioned to me, is like, I was telling him, like, I don't look at my viewer count. I don't look at shit. Because that's been my way of not letting it get to my head. But Dev's like, but you're on YouTube. Kind of need to. To see how your content's doing. I'm like, you're right. But I think one thing that I take into consideration is, yeah, one step at a time. You know, this is a marathon, not a sprint. I tell myself that every day. You see this tattoo I have? Checkered flag? Some people are like, oh, were you racing, bro? Yeah, right. Yeah, right. No, it's because rest in peace to Nipsey Hussle. I was a big fan of him ever since his marathon mixtape. And his thing is the marathon. You know, that this shit is not a sprint. It's not supposed to be. You're supposed to feel uncomfortable. You're supposed to go through every goddamn emotion possible. And that's been one thing is when like my head is clouded, I'm just like, I'm supposed to feel this way. Because this is my reminder. That's basically why I got it. That it's a marathon, not a sprint. You're going to get there. You're going to get there. You just got to have faith and have hope.
Agreed.
At the end of the day. And that's been my that's been my solution. It's not for everybody, I don't think, but that's one way that I get myself out of that funk every time. It's kind of a long answer, but
Nah, I appreciate it. It dialed into more than one category, and it helps understand. And like I said, chat, this podcast is more to relate more than anything, because I know a lot of people out there deal with the same shit. Like nobody had the same exact fucking thing happen in their daily life that another person did. And if you did, well, fucking, I don't know how. But at the end of the day, we all got brought up differently. We all had different situations, different complications. And when it comes down to it, no matter what you think you were been through, you can always change the perspective on where you're going. It's all a fucking mental game, man. Your brain works in mysterious ways, and when it comes down to it, you try so hard to think, well, I could have done this or I could have done that. But at the end of the day, you can sit here and you can be like, I did this. I did that. Your mind is your worst enemy when it comes to thinking about shit, because your mind has more negatives than positives most of the time. And I realize that a lot. I think about a lot of negative shit more than I think about the positive shit. Like after the charity stream, that shit hit me. That I did. Biggest fucking positive thing in my entire life, and I'll never forget it. But at the end of the day, I sat there, what can I do next time to top that? Why? Why am I thinking about that? Like, why is that my first fucking thing that I'm thinking about when I hopped off stream after I had a little breakdown and shit? But nonetheless, my first fucking thing that I thought about was, I just did something amazing. How am I supposed to be better than what I just did? Why the fuck is that the first fucking thing? Because your mind is built up on a lot of negative energy from what you've been through, that you're always just thinking of what happened and what is happening to you and what will happen to you. But it's all just thoughts. You can change your thoughts by changing your mindset. You can change your mindset by doing things to prepare yourself for a better day ahead. So what I've been doing lately is I'll wake up for work, I'll go take my shower, and then I'll go make my bed, because then I have one thing accomplished each day. And I watched that in a video, and I hope some of you seen it, but it was a drill sergeant, and the drill sergeant was explaining why they make them make their bed every day.
I've seen it.
To where it's just a mindset thing. You get one thing accomplished each day. No matter what, you woke up, you got in the shower, and you made your bed. That's 3 things accomplished right there. You think waking up isn't an accomplishment? It is, because someone didn't wake up today. Someone didn't wake up today. But you're fucking here.
Oh yeah. And back to like the mental head game on improving your day-to-day life. If y'all want a good book, I always talk about it on stream, but it's like no joke. Like this shit really changed my mindset, period. It's a book called by Russ. I like Russ as a musician and a producer. I'm a big fan of him. Shout out to him. He has a book called It's All in Your Head. Get out of your way. And his thing of why he grew the way he grew was because he talked about what he was thinking of negatively, and he overpowered that by thinking about the good stuff, right? Like instead of saying, damn, I only got 2 views on this video, he flipped it to, I mean, obviously his was more music. Like, oh, I only got 2 views on SoundCloud. He turned it to, how can we get this one to 200? Mm-hmm. How can we turn this one into 20K? How can we turn this one into 1 million? It's like, the way I look at life is like this, right? Life has balance. It should have balance, at least. As much as people don't see it that way, people say like, oh, life's a bitch and then you die. And stuff like that, or life is good. Life, in my opinion, is good and it's beautiful. That's been one way that I also look at it too. Mike Tyson talked about it too on his podcast. Yeah. He said in order to really mean that you appreciate life is you have to appreciate the good and the evil. You have to. Because then how are you going to appreciate life? Because if life's always good, how are you honestly living? Like how it is, if he's like, the way he explained it was like, everybody's going to be the same if life was always good. Or if it's always bad. So to make yourself stand out and to separate yourself from the pack and make you as an individual, it has to be balanced. So, it really is all in your head, like even if something bad happens, like shit, like get your emotions out. But you really need to start thinking about how you can come out of that and how you could flip that into something better. True. And listen, anything that we're saying, easier said than done. Don't get me wrong.
Oh yeah.
But I think a lot of people, like with when they're focusing on goals, right? Whether like Dev and I are trying to be big content creators and streamers, right? Or your local SoundCloud rapper is trying to be the biggest thing on the billboards. It's like,
I'll be right back, but
you're good. You're good. I kind of forgot what I was gonna say now because I was all over the place. But you need to figure out, bro. Why is my Discord going crazy right now? Y'all are nuts. Leave me alone. What the fuck? Sorry, guys. My Discord is going nuts for no reason. Why is it going nuts right now? Oh yeah, back to what I was saying. So whether you want to be a streamer, or musician, or fucking lawyer, anything like that, you need to think of instead of damn, I only got that many views, man. Think about okay, how can I get to 200? How can I get to this? You know, I look at life like the game life. I think of it as like a strategy game for real. Like it really is. Life is a game. It really is. 100%. Um, all right, so I guess I'll read Dev's chat since he's gone. 1 ton soup said, "LOL." Uh-huh. All right, Cooley with the 5. True Legends of the Stream game. I appreciate that.
It's some good stuff for me, the tips especially. Yeah, man. I mean, at the end of the day, there's plenty of concepts to where I will throw out there that if you ever want ideals on how to get out of a funk or something like that, I can always help. You know that. True Legends of the Stream game. I appreciate the $5 super chat. Much love, brother. Much love. We will bring this to light, man. I have no doubt about it. And I honestly thought about if Corey was into it, what I'm going to do is we will have other guests on the podcast. Yes. But what I want to do personally is see about possibly having Corey on as a steady guest. And then we bring a third into this and we be able to have a chat about everything. And I think that would be a cool concept. I haven't asked him until just now, but
Chad, you see how he tried to throw me in there? Like, better fucking say yes. I'm putting you on blast. I see what he's doing. Smart.
You on blast, bro.
Nah, I'll definitely do it. You know, because this is something.
I just
the shit
know
they
you enjoy the concept of what we're trying to do here and the change that we're trying to make.
Sorry, guys. Motorcycle went by. Yeah. So. Yeah, obviously, you know, like I told you from the beginning, I think that this is a step in the right path, and even though people might not see it, it is, and they'll know.
That sounded like a pitch for a threesome.
What?
Kate, she said that sounded like a pitch for a threesome.
Yo, Nah, so yeah, no, absolutely. I see the vision that Devs has with this and the impact he's trying to make. It's definitely a positive impact, even though some people might not see it that way, but who cares about what they think? I think personally it'll be a positive impact, and I'll definitely be glad to drop in. Even if Dev's just having one guest and I'm doing that, I'll just swing by just to whatever.
Facts.
You know, I'll definitely be here 100%.
I appreciate that, brother. I really do. Oh, hell
Appreciate
yeah,
you.
that would be fire. Bet, Cooley. I'm gonna lock this motherfucker in with a free contract.
That's
Love
fine.
the trim, Dev. Thank you. He's getting up there. But yeah, man,
This is growing back fast, man.
Dude, I
It
knew
really
it was
is.
gonna grow back fast, but I actually found out what this patch was the other day, chat. It's called alopecia. It's when it's a autoimmune disease that actually attacks your hair follicles, and it doesn't do anything other than that, but it makes you lose your fucking hair, and it happens in circles. So I have 3 on this side, and then I have this big ass patch down underneath, and there's no fix to it. So just half my beard is now gone, so that's nice.
So real quick, I know Kate's watching. I just want to let you know, Dev, because you don't know her too well yet. She is Google. Okay? So why I say that is now she's about to give you a whole fucking description on alopecia. I'm just letting you know that right now. In the chat. She's going to tell you everything. I hear it all the time. Fuck. I have a headache. She's going to throw everything at me.
Like there's things that you can do to fix it, but it's not necessarily things that are tested. Tell me I'm wrong, laugh my ass off. You want to bring in a third ooh?
I'm sorry. We'll get you the 0 milligram. You can hit that, right? Yeah, you know, because you're not doing well. Yeah, so
But yeah,
um
coming back to the mental health concept, I would love to have some questions from chat or you personally. One thing that I've noticed in the
you have
world
any
that
questions?
we also have issues with
No
is
question?
something that I want to bring up that I'll get hate for. Don't get me wrong, but at the end of the day, I think it needs to be spoken on. Whenever you tell someone that you're depressed or that you have issues, I hear the first thing out of someone's mouth is, why don't you just go get some meds to fix it?"
Oh, I hate
Bro,
that
that's a big
fucking
one.
question.
That's a big one
I
that
hate
I cannot
it.
stand. And
Because it's not.
that needs to be talked about, man.
Okay, I love you. Um, sorry, I didn't mean to get like rowdy about that, but that question kills me. Um, it doesn't. Okay, I don't want to say it doesn't do anything, but I don't think. Here's one thing I realized, right? Because I was in the mental hospital, I was thrown on meds. You know, that's what they do to you. They just drug you and send you on your fucking way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, psychiatrists and oh, if I get fucking snipes for this, that's fine. Um, you know, if the pharmaceutical industry is watching, psychiatrists, not psychologists, psychiatrists do not give a fuck about how you feel. Psychiatrists prescribe you drugs because you're sad and you're mentally not well. Okay? All psychologists listen to your problems and to your concerns and um try to work you through it and trying to give you like a plan. So my suggestion is do not go to a psychiatrist if you're looking to battle your demons because they're just gonna send you fucking drugs and send you on your way.
Correct.
And then guess what? You have other health issues that you're going to be depressed about.
Yeah,
Trust
I
me.
think the med industry has gotten way out of hand as far as pain goes, as far as anything, man. I deal with back pain every day. They actually just told me the other day that they have to take me off of my pain meds because they were afraid of my high blood pressure causing a heart attack. And I said, okay, so is there a different way to deal with this? Do you have a different med that can be prescribed? Because I have a whole different issue, but it's not a normal one. And when it comes down to it, I asked them and I said, was there another thing that you could put me on to get rid of this pain? It wasn't a pain med to begin with. It was a nerve blocker, and they gave me the option to take this other medicine. But I'm glad that they told me what the medicine was, because they said, well, we have another medicine, but there's an 80% chance that it can cause cancer.
Yeah.
I said, so my choice is pain, heart attack, or cancer. I'll take pain all day. I'll take pain all fucking day.
Oh yeah. And I want to throw out there that like I'm not saying like, oh, no matter what, don't take antidepressants. Like if you're having crazy thoughts like, oh, I'm going to hurt multiple people, you probably need them.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm just saying for like the person that's just like going through it and you know is depressed. No.
I feel like depression and anxiety meds, and then actual like crazy I don't want to say crazy, mentally unstable people that think about hurting others. Yes, I believe that not only do they need to go to a psychologist, but they also need a way to figure out how to not feel that way, because innocent people don't deserve hurt because you didn't go get fucking help.
Yeah.
And when it comes down to it, like I said, I really I might get hate for this, but at the end of the day, fucking I cannot stand the pharmaceutical industry time and time again bringing up, oh, well, you should take this med if you're feeling shakes or your anxiety's going through the roof. I'm not saying that they don't fucking help sometimes, but you're getting on to a point to where the opioid crisis is going sky high in this fucking country because you just all you want to do anymore is fucking prescribe people meds and no one gets better from it. You don't think of how that affects someone's fucking mental. You know, at the end of the day, we're not talking about people's livelihoods on the line. You that's what they think. But the way I think is, say you prescribe the wrong thing and then all of a sudden that person goes on a fucking binger out of nowhere and they were on those meds at the same time. Guess what? That person has now gone out and done some shit that they have no fucking idea how to reverse. And now you just ruined that fucking person's life because you didn't want to take 10 minutes out of your fucking day to say, hey, maybe you should go see a therapist first and go get help that way. And if that doesn't work, then come back to me. Then we can start talking about what options we have here to be able to help you. Because rehab at the end of the day, from what I know, is not just for alcoholism or drugs. They have a concept of mental health rehabs that can help you as well. Like they literally have professional fucking psychologists there that can help break down your life in a way that you might not want it broken down, but might need it broken down to be able to balance out your mental. And Cooley, I'll get to you in a second. I apologize.
Yeah, you can actually read his question, in a sec. But I really hate, not to get political, right? But one thing that I noticed, in recent years, and I think everybody is also have their eye on, is when mass shootings happen. Mm-hmm. I went to school for criminal justice and law myself, and the big thing that they teach us is criminology, which is why people do the stuff that they do and end up going to jail for.
Yep.
Or whatever. And in my personal opinion, because I'm not going to sit there and be like, oh, that person did that because of this, or this person did that because of that. Generally speaking, you got to be super mentally ill and not there to be able to decide, oh, I'm going to go do that today. Mm-hmm. I hate when people are like, oh, it's the guns. Oh, it's the economy. No. They need fucking help and nobody got them help.
Yeah.
Period. It's not the gun. It's the person.
And
the person.
I don't want to bring up bullies at the end of the day, but a lot of people had experience with bullying in school. And again, that comes back to your childhood. You not understanding how much your childhood impacted your life as an adult until you start talking about the shit that bothered you when you were young.
Oh yeah. And real quick too, again, not to downplay women, but because they, obviously have their thing and, they deserve to be heard, period. Especially with what happened with the Roe versus Wade thing. Again, not getting political. Obviously they were impacted very badly. Very, very badly. Mm-hmm. And I salute women all day, every day. I respect them 110%. Now, but let me ask you something.
Go ahead.
Back to be a man. Back to men not getting the help, everything like that. Have you ever heard of a female mass shooter? Why?
True.
Because of the be a man, suck it up thing. Okay, get the coolies question.
True. I can 100% agree with that. I have, in my lifetime, I don't know of one.
I don't.
So I agree with you there. So as far as Cooley goes, he said, I want to know how, when you are going through shit, how you keep yourself from isolating and hurting and ruining relationships, because I've done that way too much. So, Cooley,
I do have an answer, but I want to hear yours first.
one thing that I've understood about relationships, right, is one thing that relationships impact me with, whether it's a family relationship, my father, whether it's a relationship with a girlfriend, whether it's a relationship with chatter, anything like that, any relationship. What I've come to find out is the way I don't isolate myself from people anymore, and I don't hurt people. If you get hurt from the things that I say to you, at the end of the day, that's on you. And I know that's hard to hear. But when it comes down to things, I've had plenty of conversations with plenty of fucking people about this. And what I've realized is that when I am just open and honest and I'm being myself, I am allowed to speak so much more openly about concepts. But on that same thing, you have to be willing to grasp what they are coming back to you with as far as communication wise goes. And you have to be able to listen. So not only are you open and honest with that person, but you also have to be willing to listen to what somebody else is trying to tell you as far as their form of opinion goes, because that's all it is at the end of the day. It's a thought of what you're having towards said person or said thing that you are trying to accomplish, telling them how you feel, and that I fucking promote that all day. But with that being said, you also have to listen to their concept on what they want to explain to you, and I feel like that is a lot. And then have a conversation about it. Have an open fucking dialogue about everything that you want to talk about. And I've found truer friendships and truer relationships that way more than anything. I know there are a couple of people in my life that I cannot speak to in that way, and I still do it. And if they get angry, again, if you get angry at something that I say, but you won't even reciprocate trying to tell me why you don't agree with me and try to have a conversation with me about it, then the conversation didn't need to be had in the first place, because obviously you weren't willing to have a conversation. You just want to downplay what I said because you think it's wrong, but you don't have an opinion on it. So that's more or less how I deal with my relationships nowadays. I know it's not for everyone, but that's how I do it. Is I have open honesty, open dialogue, and the more you have open dialogue with uncomfortability in uncomfortable relationships, uncomfortable spots, uncomfortable conversation, the more you are comfortable with being uncomfortable and being able to listen to somebody else talk about the thing that you're trying to get across that bothers you or something that bothers them. I found that open dialogue and being able to listen, it brings a great deal. It brings a great trust and honesty to how you are being. I don't know. I feel like it just allows them to see your true self. And again, if they don't like that, then guess what? They're not the type of person that you want around anyway. Because if they can't be open and honest with you, why the fuck should you do the same to them? They don't deserve that. They don't.
No.
And you don't deserve it either. Because you deserve open fucking dialogue, open communication. And if they don't want to fucking listen to what you got to say, why the fuck should you listen to what they got to say? That's just me though. So I'll let Corey speak his piece on that.
Nah, thank you. Definitely solid points for sure. I don't think you could have answered that any more perfect, honestly. So how would I keep myself from isolating or ruining relationships and stuff? Well, I look at things like if they don't want to listen to what you have to say and try to have an open mind or even pretend to care, they shouldn't be around you. Period. I'm big on respect and loyalty. I done cut off family members over both. You know, that's just me. Because I always was told to go big on respect. Wait a minute, is that the real? That's not the real young boy NBA, right?
Young boy never broke again.
I would shit my pants right now. I would shit my pants.
What's up, brother? How we doing today?
What's good? What's good? Welcome. So that's basically like what Dev said is perfect. That's how I'd answer it. It's just me personally. He said, "Nah." Oh man, that'd be crazy. Imagine first podcast we get NBA young boy. Oh my god. I want to say that myself, I'm big. I am huge on loyalty and respect. I don't care who you are. I don't care who you are. You could be my dad. You can be any of my parents. You could be somebody in my fam. You could be a janitor. You could be a CEO. You could be my best friend. I trip on respect.
Yep.
Okay? Because I give my respect first. I always do. I don't care who you are. I always be like, hey, what's up, man? How you doing? How we living? Everything good? And if they disrespect me, out the door, no questions asked.
Yep.
That's a harsh way to look at it, but at the same time, it's like, I look at it like, if you fool me once, you ain't fooling me again.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my addition onto Dev's answer is if they don't, want to listen to what you got to say to where you have to isolate yourself, you don't need them anyway. Yep. Doesn't matter who they are. They get butthurt, boo-hoo.
Yep.
Move on. Because you deserve to have people around you that actually care about what you have to say, what you're doing, people that support you. Like shout out to Dev and, Cooley as well, and everybody else. And Kate and everything. Be around people that actually care about you. You need to evaluate who you're around, because who you're around tells people who you are without you saying who you are.
Yeah, I mean, coming up on that concept, right? I'm sorry to cut you off, but at the end of the day,
I was basically done anyway. You're good.
This man has been in a relationship for quite some fucking time now. So at the end of the day, this man must know a little bit on how communication works, because I don't think he would have gone this fucking long if he didn't have a fucking clue on how open dialogue would work without hatred, without isolation.
I know too much.
But that's the point. I
know too much.
You're allowing yourself to be open with somebody else, and it's allowing you to keep a relationship that you need,
I guess,
to have open dialogue with. And I respect the fuck out of that.
Because you gotta be, whether it's relationships and anything, loyalty and respect. Period. That's literally what it is for me. Loyalty and respect. And definitely communicate. People always say, oh, trust is the first thing in a relationship. No, the fuck it's not.
No.
Second, maybe third. Communication is 100% number one, because how did you end up talking to them in the first place? Communication. Okay? So, I think I have a little too much open dialogue. I think I don't know when to shut the hell up. You can ask her. I don't know when to shut the fuck up. Yeah, she's in the back. She knows. But,
but that's okay.
We've been together so long because her and I have loyalty and respect. I'm not going to sit there and fucking mope and not bring up something, because then I'm going to go day and day and day and months and years of just anger for what? I could walk outside and get shot tomorrow. The fuck do I need to worry about that for?
Yeah, and I mean, at the end of the day, like you said, loyalty and respect is a big thing. But when it comes to open dialogue, what I see in a lot of relationships and what I've had in a lot of relationships is, and I'm not putting this on women or men or any, I'm just talking about humans in general. What I see is we have a lot of built up anger towards other people that we don't realize that we have, but we hold it deep down inside and we never talk about it with them because we think that we're just going to piss them off anyway. But in all reality, you could have talked about it with them. You could have had open communication about it, and it could have been squashed in a second. It could have. You may argue about it a little bit, but at least you're having open dialogue about what's going on in what's bothering you. That's one thing that I see a lot with relationships is you don't have anyone that is willing to fucking listen, but also portray what you need as much as what they need. And man, it breaks up a lot of fucking people because of that.
So to add on to that for sure, you know, a relationship especially, you need to know who you're with.
Yeah.
That's why I hate when people do like I'm gonna go on a Tinder date, or I'm just gonna get with that shorty from the fucking Whole Foods or wherever the fuck you grocery shop. You know what I mean? Like, nah, you gotta like get to know them, you know, because that's how you build loyalty and respect. That's how you build a connection.
Loyalty,
you know what I mean?
Overnight,
like,
ladies and gentlemen.
It's not. It's not. So, you know, my advice for that is, you know, you gotta take your time with that shit. You know, you gotta evaluate how they move. Who's bougie enough for Whole Foods besides the Hallmark Channel? That's a good point. That shit expensive, man. You know, but I'm just saying, like, I really think a lot of people need to evaluate who they're around. You know, especially relationships, 100%.
Yeah, that's one thing.
You know,
I want.
You can't just get with somebody like that. You can't.
And at the end of the day, a lot of people keep friendships and relationships alive just because it's been a long fucking time. When in all reality, that one person that you've had 8 years with or 10 years with as a friendship, they might be the most toxic motherfucker that you know, and you just won't let them go because they've been there so long. You can't be afraid to lose people in this life, because at the end of the day, that loss might be the thing that you need in order to take a step back and reevaluate who you are as a person. I found that out plenty of times.
For sure. Yeah, chat. Like I'm just putting a reminder out there. If there's any questions that y'all have, please put it in the chat. We will address it throughout the stream, please. There were definitely a couple good ones and a couple good quotes, and apparently NBA YoungBoy's here, even though it's a fan page. But you know, this is definitely a good time, and I really hope that a lot of y'all that need the help are really taking note of this, and hopefully, you know, we're not saying like, oh, take our advice and do something with it, or you're a bad person. Like, I really hope this at least opens your eyes a little bit, and opens your mind a little bit too, you know, because like I said, life is fucking crazy, you know. Like, if you're tripping on shit, you know, just try your best to try to get that. Hey, my mom's in the chat. What's up? That's what's up, Mom.
Hey,
make sure you
Corey's
sub to him right now. You know, like, life is too goddamn short. Like I always say, like, I could walk outside right now and get smoked.
Yep.
Like, this life is fucking short as hell. Like, that's why you need to address everything you can when you can, you know. And if people are just stubborn, like, nah, okay, move on.
Chat, we
You
have
got
a
your
finite
answer.
amount of time in this world. Don't fucking waste it.
Absolutely. I will. Awesome conversation. 100% relate. Good, Mom. Good. You better.
One thing that I did want to ask you is
Okay.
something about self-perception. So self perception and looking within yourself and being able to diagnose how you're feeling within the day, right? How how confident are you with how you've been feeling in your capabilities to be able to look within yourself and realize your own flaws?
Oh, that with the fire questions, bro. Like, can we
Nice
get
to
some
meet you,
W's in the
Darla.
chat for these questions? Jesus, man. So everybody's different. Everybody is different when it comes to that. Some people can see every little minuscule detail. And I think myself being a shift manager, kitchen manager, everything like that, I think what they instill in your brain during training is, without you even knowing it, is you need to evaluate yourself.
Mhm.
I do that a lot. I do that a little too much. It's easy. I think when it comes to me, I think I can easily do it blindfolded, deaf, blind, armless, legless. I can do it just fine. But for everybody else, or not everybody else, but for a lot of people, they don't know what to look at. You know, they don't know where to begin.
So, do you
And I
have an
think,
example on being able to help other people be able to look inside themselves and be able to realize, hey, I have flaws, but how do I manage to be able to endure them and then also try to not necessarily fix them, but maybe turn them into a better thing that can evaluate and perceive better instead of worse?
good question. Get a pen and paper, notebook. If you write a lot or have big sloppy handwriting, I have small sloppy handwriting, so I can use one page. Um, the best way to self-evaluate is to write shit down. Writing stuff down is best. Period. I need to do it more myself. It really all starts with writing down what you know you got down pat. It does. Because then, obviously, if you think you got it down pat, you don't have to focus on it.
Mhm.
Right? So let's say, for example, I guess back to sports would probably be a good example. Even though it's not really the best, but it's the best thing I could think of.
Okay.
Right? Let's say like we look at analysts, right? And they're like, man, LeBron averages like 25 points a game, 8 rebounds, and this much time in a game, but his free throw percentage is low.
Yeah.
So if LeBron knows, for example, he got his 3-pointers in the bag and his rebounds in the bag, but he knows for a fact he work on his free throws, why do you have to focusing on the stuff? I don't want to say why focus on the stuff you're good at, but I think you should take that into consideration so that you maintain that positive. But I think you need to take like a microscope and really focus on what you need to improve on, whether that's, in that situation with sports, like whether it's free throws or whether it's, content creation, like with streaming. I have a big problem myself with keeping the conversation going, even though I'm a talkative fucking person.
Mhm.
That's where I need to focus. Like if you're working at a restaurant, and you make some banging ass fries, right? But you could do better with the sandwiches. Obviously, you're gonna try to focus on the sandwiches. So it's like, like your money's good, this and that is going well, but at home, cleanliness wise is bad. Obviously, you're gonna focus on the cleanliness because you already got the positives in the bag. So, moral of the story is write down your positives first, but then don't write down what I'm bad at. Write down what you need to improve or focus on, because that also plays a part of building your mindset too. If you're like, oh, I'm bad at this, fuck,
Yep.
write down, you know what, I can do better at that. How can we do that? That's where it starts. You got to write it down physically, not typing on your phone, not physically write it. I'm telling you, this helps. And I need to do it more myself, but it really does help.
I can agree with that 100%. One thing that I've done for myself recently was what I want to do with this podcast is I want to be able to bring it to another channel eventually. But right now we are chilling, and we are going to be on this channel until this thing blows out of proportion, which it will. But one thing that I've done is I've written down my goals that I can improve on as a streamer. And one thing that I really want to
see you in a bit.
Take care of is be able to focus on the now and what I can do now to improve what I'm doing in stream more than what could be. So that comes back to that concept is what we always try to look at. Oh, well, where are we going to be at in streaming in a year? I have no fucking idea. But with that being said, what can we do to make the stream better now that could possibly perceive our goal on what we want stream to be? Because we can want our stream to pop off all fucking day. Does that mean anything? Nope. It's just a hope. It's just hopium all day long. And when it comes down to it, we can focus on how to get to that goal by improving the content that we make, by creating more content to be put out there, be able to create more content for TikTok, YouTube. You got to learn the network. You got to learn it's all there. There's a lot of things that we don't know in streaming, and we're trying to look within ourselves to try and find the motivation to do the steps needed in order to get where we want to be. But I've realized that trying to focus on where we want to be is not on us. It's not on us at the end of the day. Chat, you are what keep us alive. You are what keep us going. And when it comes down to it, the only thing that we can improve is the stuff that we put out for you.
And open the window.
And the only way to fix that, in a way, is to be able to look within ourselves and get the motivation to learn the new things that we need to learn to get where we want to be. And learning, educating yourself on any concept is good. Education is key. And I'm not saying books, because I can't read worth a shit. But just educating yourself on what you need to do to improve your mental health, improve your health in general as far as a healthy living, improve your mental by, like Darla said, meditation. Meditation is a huge key in being able to look within thyself and enjoy what we are uncomfortable dealing with. And if we can get comfortable with the uncomfortable, you will easily be able to have a better mindset.
Your mindset will go way up.
Yes,
big
sir.
Time. Because comfort is really a demon, to be honest with you. And that's something I also struggle with myself. Sometimes you just have to take that leap of faith, period. Whether it's on taking on a new job, and you might take a pay cut, but you might risk that you might get a good position. Like complacency, like Kate just said in the chat, and I was just about to say it, is complacency is really a fucking crime.
Can you
It's
explain
really
complacency to me?
elite.
Because I don't know that word. I apologize.
Complacency is like staying still, staying stagnant, staying comfortable.
Oh, okay.
Like a big thing is like with I know like with a lot of big creators, when they sign that big contract, they tend to get lazy.
Yep.
Because they are what? Complacent. They are comfortable. They're good. They already got the contract. What do they need to worry about?
True.
You know what I mean? So like I said, taking a risk on whether it's a job, whether it's a new hobby, a new fucking dish you never made, or just your life in general, just fucking attack it. Take the risk. Life's about taking risks. It
Like
is.
Joe Rogan
Doesn't
once
mean
said.
yeah, like it really is a risk, bro. Like I'm not saying, go out and gamble. Like if you have a gambling addiction, fucking get help.
Yep.
I mean if you want a mill, can I get 10 grand? But um like honest to God, like taking risks isn't about financial moves always. It's about, making a change in your life. It is risky. Like I saw this one TikTok. I gotta find it, man. This one guy said everything in life is risky. Everything. Having a kid's risky. Moving out of your parents' house, risky. Eating is risky. Going to sleep is risky. But the fucking end result, right? We're not gonna make it out alive. So just fucking take the risk.
Yep.
Period. Just take the fucking risk, man.
If I had the quote, I would say it, but I'm pretty sure it goes as said. Joe Rogan once said, he said, a lot of people stay in dead-end jobs and do something that they're not happy with. They go to work to 9-to-5 job and they're unhappy with their life and they're scared to take the risk that because they have a baby at home or something like that. You have a finite amount of time on this world, and you have to be able to do something that you really enjoy. And this is something that I really enjoy doing. But at the end of the day, we need to realize that we don't know how much time we have on this earth, man. And to be able to do what we need to do, we have to be able to take the risk.
I'll smoke a cigar.
Like our life fucking depends on it. Because if you don't truly seek your happiness and what you really fucking enjoy doing, you're just going to be unhappy for the rest of your life. And it's a sad fucking thing. A lot of people in this world think that they're stuck with what they want to do, and it's scary. And I'm not saying that anyone that works a 9-to-5 is sad or unhappy. I'm just saying if you're in a job that you hate, try to find something, whether it's like carpentry, to where you build a really cool fucking desk and then you sell that desk and you make money off that desk and you're so fucking proud of the piece that you made and you were able to make that your job. Find a hobby that you really fucking enjoy and you make that shit the only focus after what you need to do for your bills as far as your job and shit. Take the time that you have and you put every fucking waking moment into what you want at the end of the day. Because like I said, that risk, make sure that risk is worth it. Make sure that risk is what you're going to be happy with. Because for me, shit, I thought about quitting my job yesterday. And at the end of the day, I can't. But I'm spending all my time outside of this, a lot of it, trying to focus on the stream and everything else. Like Joe Rogan said, do it like your life depends on it. And
Exactly.
Your fucking goals will happen. They will.
All right. So, chat again. I'm gonna keep throwing this out there, whether you like it or not. If you have any questions, please ask. So I think what people don't realize is, again, back to that. 30's coming up, right? If you listen, I know like time is short, but at the same time, it's never too late to just grab something new, just to try something new. Like it's never too late. I fucking hate when people say, 30. I didn't get that done. I guess it's done.
Mm-hmm.
No. It's never too late. I don't care if you're 12 years old. I don't care if you're 25. I don't care if you're 95. I mean, obviously, if you're 95, I don't think you're gonna be, I don't know, wanting to do CrossFit. But I mean, I mean, obviously, within reason. But definitely, it doesn't matter how old you are. Just do it. Just like Shia LaBeouf said, or just like Nike, like just do it. Give it a shot. You don't like it? Okay, try the next thing. You may never know what you pick up that you will actually enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
You may never know. Like, you leave Bernie Sanders alone. Maybe his mittens want to do CrossFit. Nah, his ass is sitting down. He's sitting down. He's sitting down. Jeez. So I'm just saying, like, it's never ever too late to pick up something new. Like if you don't know, I don't know. Like, you never really picked up fucking coloring. Then fucking try coloring. If you don't like coloring, fucking try baking. You don't like baking and you burn your house down? Well, that's a problem, but you should definitely move on and try something different. Like, it's really good to keep learning. Like Dev said, it's not about books. It's not. But it's good to learn different shit because you may never know what you pick up that you can run with.
And
you have no idea. That's the part of the risk thing. You don't know till you try it. So you take the risk and you get past the fear of trying. Just do it. You making that effort, you're doing a lot more than you think. Mm-hmm. There's some people that don't want to do any of that. They just want to live in their mom's basement, just work their 9 to 5, not that that's bad, and just go home and go to sleep. That's fine if you want to live that way. But me personally, I want to keep learning. I want to grow. Like, I want to make an impact like Dev does, and just get to it. Definitely don't be afraid to try different shit. Please. You may never know, like, what you pick up. I'm going to keep saying that. You may never know. Like, you could pick up fucking, I don't know, bro, fucking the RV cars and shit. You may never know. Just try it, Yep. Especially if you're in your teens or 20s or 30s. Like, you got plenty of time than you think. I know, like, life is short, but you still have time to try different shit before, like, you can't fucking walk anymore.
Yep.
Give it a shot, man. Don't hurt.
And that's
who are you gonna hurt if you try something new?
Yep. That's one thing that irritates me the most is people that, like I said before, society is fucking hell when it comes to comparing yourself to others. And when it comes down to it, we need to stop comparing ourselves to other people. Like, oh, Einstein invented electricity by the time he was 30. All right, bitch, why are you comparing yourself to him, though? Like, it doesn't make sense why we compare ourselves to other people. Oh, this guy got a house by the time he was 19 years old. Okay, and we still in here and we still trying. And we don't compare yourself to others by the shit that they do. Compare yourself to your own personal concept of what you want to do with your own life. Because if you compare yourself to others, it's just going to break down your mental, man. So that's one thing that I hate about social media is you could go on Facebook and you can see, oh, this person got a new house, new car, like you said earlier. And it can drain your mental sometimes, man, because then you sit back and you look at your life and you're like, well, what the fuck am I doing wrong? And it's not that you're doing anything wrong. It's just some people start out ahead. Some people start out behind. I'm not saying that 19-year-old ended up starting out ahead. He could have done it all on his own, and he just had a different fucking mindset on how to get there that we don't have the knowledge of. You know what I mean? But that doesn't mean that you're any better or worse. That's why I said we got to stop comparing ourselves saying, oh, we got this or something like that, We all take different paths in life, but we can fucking get out of the funk of just comparing to everyone, man. It doesn't fucking help anyone.
It's good to take inspiration from people,
yes,
but don't let that inspiration hurt you because they're at a spot that you're not at yet. Okay. You will get your turn. Just work hard.
Yeah.
Just work hard and just improve and learn everything you can about what you want to do. Like with streaming, like a big inspiration of mine is Tim the Tatman. Because he's himself. Like, what other creators like Tim the Tatman? None, because he's in his own lane. He's his own person,
Yep.
and you know, he's a big inspiration of mine. You know, like this man just dies from fall damage on streams all goddamn day. You know, and it's just him. He's not trying to be the best. He's just trying to be the best him. That's what
Yep.
you have to do. But I'm not gonna sit here and be like, damn, bro, Timmy's there. Real quick, you know what a lot of people do, and I can't stand it. People, especially like with stuff like that, with successful people like Mr. Beast and all of them, they don't look at the hard work they put in.
Yep.
They don't see what's behind closed doors. You know, like R.I.P. Kobe Bryant. But okay, the one game Kobe Bryant dropped 80. What do you think he was doing before the game? Working hard to make sure that shit was clutch. You know, like a lot of people don't think of what goes on behind the scenes, the late nights and the early mornings, and you know, going to your job, coming home, getting right to it, or just waking up and getting right to it. You know, like a lot of people focus on the A to B, when in reality, it's the fucking journey.
Yep.
And so I think, as you know, as a society, I think we need to stop focusing on the end result and focus on the journey and focus on everything that happens behind closed doors. You know, instead of saying, "Oh, he got that easy," okay, then do it. Exactly. As soon as you start it, you're gonna be like, "Okay, this is hard."
Focus
So I
on
think
the
people
here
need to
and
be
now.
like, "Oh, damn, I'm proud that you know Tim the Tatman has 30K average viewers. How'd he get there? How do I get there?" You know, you got to realize a lot of stuff happens behind closed doors.
Mhm.
So I think people need to focus on that more than the end result, and I think we'll be a lot better just off of that.
Yeah. And one thing that I've always hated about streaming is we all look at each other and we're like, "Oh, well, this person has 30K viewers or this person has 10 viewers." And that 10 viewer Andy might be happy with his 10 viewers just because he's not doing it to make it his full-time job or something. At the end of the day, everyone has different goals with what they do in life. And when it comes down to it in the streaming world, we always look at others and we're just like, how the fuck do I get there? But one thing that I've always hated about streaming, the streaming community, not streaming, but the streaming community, is someone can find success and say you have two other people that stream next to that person, but they don't relay the success story to those other two people that are struggling to bring it to exactly where they got it to, just because they feel like they would lose their viewers. Instead, we can't bring the information. I believe Mr. B said this. He said he sat down for a year with 4 of his friends and literally just debunked the whole YouTube algorithm. What title to use, what thumbnails to use, what thumbnails got more views, what titles got more views, what tags to use, stuff like that. And he did that for a year straight, nothing else. And man, that's what I'm saying is like, you can't fault other people just for not being where you're at when it comes down to just being able to share the knowledge. Again, goes back to learning. Share your knowledge on how you got to where you are, so that that person that you care about and that you're working with day in and day out can also become successful with you. Because at the end of the day, if that content that you're already in is thriving, why the fuck does it matter if someone thrives with you?
As a
And
fact.
that goes to anything in life, man. Is if you have a knowledge on how to get a house easier or get a car easier or build your credit, fucking share that knowledge with someone who needs it, because it can only help us as a whole. We're not, it's, what are you gonna do, die with that information and then all of a sudden no one has a fucking clue on how you got there? That's fucking stupid. It's fucking stupid. I said
I
what
agree.
I said.
I agree. Big time. You know, and it doesn't hurt to reach out for help in any way, shape, or form, you know, especially when you're working towards something. Like if you see, you know, you're I don't know, let's say you're trying to start up a business, right? And you see that another type of business is thriving,
Mhm.
you know, instead of being like, damn, I wish I can get there. Instead of wondering how to get there, ask.
Yep.
Like, yo, man, I want who I forget who said it. I think it was like Floyd Mayweather or some shit. You know, he was like, you know, obviously his quote and his question was more toward like hanging around the right people.
Mhm.
His thing was like, okay, I don't want to party on your yacht when you're throwing a yacht party.
Mhm.
I want my own. How do I get that? You know, so it's like, don't be afraid to ask.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like, even if you don't think you're gonna get an answer, just fucking ask anyway. It doesn't hurt.
Facts.
Fucking Gary Vaynerchuk. You know, a lot of people think he's cringe. Boo hoo. He's not fucking cringe. That man's a genius.
Yep.
Shout out to him. You know, his thing was just DM a bunch of fucking people of the shit you want to do. You know, like with streaming, just hit them all up. Doesn't hurt. Well, who's it gonna hurt?
Yep.
It's not gonna hurt anybody. A question's a question. They tell you fuck off, well then you don't talk to them. If you take off, don't mention them. You know, don't just. It does not hurt to ask. It really does not. You know, like that goes back to the thing of being around the right people as well.
Mhm.
You know, you can even ask them, like, hey, you know, like my thing is I always ask people, like, what do you want to see more of?
Yep.
It doesn't hurt, you know, because then that brings your connection, you know, on what you want to do. Like with me, it's streaming. Like for streaming, for example, I do ask that because I want to connect with them more.
Yep.
You know, it's like somebody, you know, that watches, you know, speed runs is not gonna want to watch you play Call of Duty all day.
Yep.
You know, like it doesn't hurt to try different shit again. Like, you know, big thing with what Dev said with the streaming community is a lot of people, you know, in the streaming community are big on if you don't play this game, you're gonna die. Your stream's gonna end. Timmy said it himself. He said, "Oh, you're playing Overwatch now, dude? Your stream's gonna die. You're never gonna make it."
Yep.
It's just a constant thing. So like, don't. And you think he was he was crying in the corner about it? No, because he did what he wanted.
Yep.
So it's just like, don't be afraid to do what you want to do. Because I always say, be selfish with your life. You really should.
Yeah.
Big time, man. Because again, you're only you.
Mhm.
So just do you. You know, but don't be afraid to reach out, you know, and get some feedback. I think that's a big thing to do as well. Like if you're a cook and you see that chef is going crazy, you know, the reviews for the place is fire, bro. Learn from him.
Yep.
Ask him, hey man, that dish is fire, man. I'm not trying to copy, but how did you perfect that? And if they don't want to fucking answer your question, study them.
Yep.
I study all of them, bro. I study Timmy. I
streamers
study
all the time.
all the time. All the fucking time. You know, I
'Cause
even
know
watch
I'm not
dev
gonna
streams.
get an answer, but at the end of the day, like it's something that you need to be able to. Like I've reached out to streamers before, and most of them don't answer. Some of them do, but at the end of the day, you got to be able to do your own homework too. But again, like I said, it doesn't hurt to elevate those that are already elevating you. You know, like Kate said, elevation. When you elevate others, you elevate yourself.
Amen.
And I agree with that wholeheartedly.
You'll get your answer regardless. Whether you ask them and they tell you, or you study them.
Mm-hmm. You gonna
That's
figure
how
it
you
out
get
one
that.
way or another.
That's how you gain that knowledge. You know, and that keeps you away from isolating yourself. Back to what Cooley did. I love how he just did a full loop on that. But
Yep.
back to the isolation thing, you know, like instead of wondering how to get there, just ask or study.
Yep.
Regardless what you want to do, man, because like taking your mind off of the deep shit that you cannot control, it really helps when you are studying something that you enjoy. It really does. Because some things you just can't control. You know, like, oh, like with politics, you know, you can't control what the fuck happens behind the scenes. It happens, it happens.
Yep.
You know? The weather, even you can't control that. Shit, a hurricane's coming. The fuck are you gonna do about it? Get like 10 fans outside? Push it away? No, you're obviously not gonna do that. So stop focusing on what you or what you can't control. Tackle on what you can control, and the shit that you can't control, get your mind off it, and just focus on what you want to do. I always say, like, with politics, they're like, oh, liberals, conservatives. I'm part of the me party, motherfucker.
Yep.
Because what is so and so got to do with me? Nope. Because like, you know what I mean? Like, that person doesn't know who I am. They'll never know who I am.
They don't give a shit.
So why am I gonna sweat? Why am I gonna sweat him?
Yeah.
I'm part of the me party. I gotta make sure what I bring to the table is what I bring to the table.
And that's one thing that I think that you agree with me on is when it comes to this streaming concept, this is not just to build us up. This is to be able to give back, be able to change mindsets, be able to change communities, and be able to help IRL actual fucking problems that need to be addressed and need to be heard.
I think I always bring it up to you. I always say, like, oh, new era of streaming is coming. Because it is.
It is.
Y'all might not see it yet, but the people that are in Dev's community, a big percentage of that is in my community, and we're all just growing as one. Instead of competing, why don't we just get the fucking bread?
Exactly.
What's wrong with that? What the hell is wrong with that? So why are people competing for? For what?
Like, you think I'm gonna
figure out what they're doing?
Coolies in your chat instead of mine? Nope, not a single.
Like, nah, because we're all coming up together. The fuck? Come on, man. Stop that. Stop competing. You're you. They're them. They're ahead of you. Big fucking whoop. Figure out how you can get on their level or higher.
Yep. Like,
I think a big thing with longevity, right? Like, okay, that person blew up on TikTok. He only streamed for 2 months. How long do you think he's gonna last? Okay, so if it takes you, let's say, 5 years. Okay, you know how long? Obviously, it took 5 years. That's a long time. You're gonna have that for 5 years or minimum. It's called longevity.
Yeah.
So I think patience is a big thing too, and a lot of people fucking lack that.
I mean, at the end of the day, you see Timmy, right? Timmy, I believe he just celebrated 8 years this year of quitting his job.
Yeah.
And becoming a
8
full-time
years.
streamer. Which,
8
that
fucking
was
years,
just
man.
quitting his job and becoming a full-time streamer. That wasn't him streaming for 8 years. He's been streaming more than that. That's the crazy part. It's not an overnight fucking success, man. Yeah, there are some. But I'd rather be the longevity. And again, it's a marathon, not a sprint, man. Always.
Always.
Now, one thing, we've been going at it for 2 hours and 3 minutes. So I have one last thing, and then we're going to end the podcast. I have one question for you, and then I will answer it myself as well.
Okay.
And my question to you is, to leave off on a great note, is what were the best experiences that you've had this year?
This year?
This year.
Man, good question. I really think when people reflect on their year, they always figure out what the hell's bad with the year. Like, we can do that all day. Like, damn, bro, like that day, like my car broke down or something. Like, we focus on that shit way too much. Stop doing that. That's all I gotta say. So I'm glad Dev asked this question. I think one of the best things, there's one that I will announce soon. Dev knows. We gonna keep it shut, but that's gonna definitely be one of the ones for sure. Definitely up there, probably number one. I think, really tackling on streaming more than ever, I think, was a big one in 2022. I think in 2021 I did it. 2020 I did it too, but it wasn't as fucking focused on. Like, there wasn't a focus on it. I think with 2022, back to when I was working at Chipotle, being a kitchen manager, I started to have that mindset of, okay, I'm gonna do what I gotta do with this job, but it ain't gonna affect my life.
Mm-hmm.
I think this year and definitely last year too, I think I definitely put a big focus point on that I want this to pop. What you're gonna get out of me out of this job, I don't want to say it's quiet quitting. I fucking hate that term.
I agree.
I think it's more of I'm doing what I'm getting paid to do, and that's that. Because when I go home, I'm grinding.
Mm-hmm.
Period. So I think other than that, I think I've been wanting to do a podcast for a minute, and shout out to the vendor, shout out to Storm. They've been trying to get me on their podcast for months, if not years, and I just been putting it off. To be flat honest with you, especially the vendor. That man's been hitting me up for months on end. We haven't been able to, which I'm respecting what he's doing too. And I'm glad, like, for today, I think it's definitely up there that you got me on this podcast. So I'm definitely honored to be here. I've always wanted to be on one. So that's definitely up there, especially talking about stuff that people don't talk about.
Yeah.
Like, it's a great thing to really be a part of something, and hopefully, they always say one man could change the world. Well, it's going to be fucking two or more, and we're just going to build, and that's that. Another thing is, I had my first ever payout through streaming. I actually had 3 in total this year.
Let's go.
And just playing video games, acting like a dumbass. Like,
yeah.
that's crazy. Just think about that. Not even as, like, making a lot of money. That's not even a thing about this, but it is a good fucking feeling when you wake up, look at your account, you got a little bit of a bag just from doing what you want to do. I think that was definitely in my top 5 as well, was that. And definitely really focusing on coming to YouTube, because I tried all 3 platforms. Not that I ain't gonna get into the whole Twitch conversation, but that's where I started. I started on Twitch, and I was streaming on Twitch up until last year. And I went to Facebook. Listen, man, shout out to Facebook, man. I think Facebook out of all 3 platforms is a hard second. I think it gets a lot of backlash, because of that metaverse shit and everything. Everybody's got something to say about it. Because Mark Zuckerberg's, in my personal opinion, I think he's looking way ahead, just like Elon Musk. And a lot of people are laughing at it now, but I guarantee you in 5-10 years, that shit is going to be the norm.
I guarantee you in 5 years, this podcast is going to be in VR.
Yep. Yo, imagine. Like, I'm sitting next to Corey with my fucking big ass Oculus and shit out there. That's really going to be reality, though. Like, it's scary, though. But that's what it's supposed to be when there's change. It's supposed to be scary. But yeah, listen, man. Streaming on Facebook. Shout out to them. Dev and I had our conversations on why it's good and bad. I'm not going to get into it because this is a whole different podcast and a different topic. But I think really taking that leap to YouTube myself was it's risky. Like, I almost had 300 followers on Facebook to now I have 90 subscribers. Like, okay, I took a dip. But guess what? What do you think is going to be around for years on end? Obviously, YouTube's been around since 06, 07, whatever the fuck it was. And look at it now. Look at where it's at.
Yep.
So it's like, you got to build a YouTube channel anyway. So I just thought, let me keep it simple. Let me do it all on one thing. So I think Dev really being a convincing factor was a huge thing for me as well. And him and Ian really, like, they did a lot more for me than most people ever did in my goddamn life. Like, you have no idea. Like,
I'm pretty sure we met in 2022.
We did.
Yep.
Yeah, you on my birthday. I was streaming. You just popped in. That's the crazy part. People don't know about that.
Yep.
Let's talk about that, man. I was streaming on my birthday. It was the day before my birthday. It was the night before, something like that. And I was streaming Valorant. And a lot of people on Facebook that stream, mainly on Valorant, aren't from the US. They're not. And that's not a bad thing. I talked to a bunch of great people on Facebook. Like, this one little ass girl from Brazil taught me Portuguese.
Yep.
Like, it's crazy what you can bump into. And saying that because Dev just popped in. He was like, yo, what's good, man? I'm loving the content. And I'm like, that's what's up. I appreciate the love. And, he found out I was there for my birthday. He started sending me money. I'm like, what the fuck? It threw me off. But not that the money matters, because it doesn't. But it's the fact of this man lives 5-10 minutes from where I live,
And I found that out
and we're on
after
Facebook.
the fact.
After the fact, he just bumped into me randomly on Facebook.
Yep.
It's just like, and him and Ian, man. When people are like, yo, bro, like, I enjoy your streams, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, like, obviously, I appreciate that. But these two specifically, right? And I'm saying this now because I'm giving this man his flowers. These two, I know for a fact, actually be watching. I know for a fact. Because Dev will be like, yo, bro, that fucking clip you hit yesterday, and I ain't even posted yet. That fucking clip you hit yesterday, that nice 4K, that shit was fire. I'm like, you saw it? Ian does the same thing from time to time. Like, yo, bro, he told me today, he's like, bro, you and Dev last night, man, y'all were playing Overwatch.
Yeah, he told
I'm
me the same
downloading it
thing.
right now. I'm downloading it right now. Because y'all just made it look so fun. I watched both of your streams. It was so fun. But apparently he can't download it, and that breaks my heart. But the thing is, moral of the story is, man, like, I'm big on loyalty and respect, and these two showed me that. Period. I just want to throw that out there.
I don't
That's
think
basically
there's
my
been
answer.
A day since that we haven't like conversated almost every day.
Oh yeah, not at all. Like, every day.
Honestly. Like
You're
ever
big
since I
on
met
loyalty
this
and respect.
motherfucker, we literally just linked, and all I've been doing this whole time is I'm trying to grow with this man as much as possible because I know he has a vision the same as mine, and it has nothing to do with the whole concept of being able to have the same mindset, but being able to have someone that wants to grow just as much as you and is willing to put in the work. That is hard to find in streaming that wants to do it with someone. And that goes back to my concept on that.
So, just really quick before you get to your answer, man. I see what Cooley said. That's the real deal. I respect and talk of and never talk down by anyone in the industry. Even if I don't like them on a personal level. Like, I just want to say real quick too, I want to give Cooley his flowers as well, man. For real. Like, can we get some W's in the chat for him? He's always like popping up in my streams, and if we're both streaming, I know that man got like fucking 2-3 monitors watching us, man. So I just want to say shout out to you, man. Like, you're really a big you're really big with us, man. I just want to let you know we do appreciate you.
Facts. Cooley's been there since the beginning for me, and I'm glad I was able to show him you, because this man supports everyone. I have not been in a stream that where he was in the stream and he has not supported wholeheartedly. And he just watches and he enjoys the content, and he loves being able to support more and more as much as possible. And I can't thank that man enough. He's been loyal since day one. Like I said, I moved from Facebook to Twitch to YouTube, back to Facebook, back to YouTube. And this motherfucker is still here. Where are you going to find that type of loyalty nowadays?
Rip on loyalty and respect, and that man is for both.
Facts.
He has my respect and loyalty big time. So now you got to answer your question, Mr. Dev.
Okay.
Doesn't have to be top 5. Just like 1 or 2 things that like really stood out to you positively this year.
So my best experiences that I had this year, one will be that I made the switch to YouTube. Not only did I make the switch to YouTube, but I became YouTube partner. Not only did I become YouTube partner, but I also started the podcast today.
Yep.
Not only did we start the podcast, but we're also doing a charity stream every fucking month for suicidal awareness and mental health. Not only that, I got a raise at work, even though I hate my fucking job. I got a raise at work. Not only that, probably out of everything going on, and out of all the things that I just said, all the things that I enjoyed this year, what is the best experience I had would probably be meeting you and being allowed to enjoy your company and being able to bring you up. And I've been there when you were down, and I just try to talk you through it. And at the end of the day, just being able to enjoy your company, enjoy your loyalty, enjoy your trust. I think that's probably my best experience this year. I ain't even going front.
I appreciate that. Let me get some claps in the chat for that, bro. Like, amen. Salute to you for real. New era of streaming is coming soon.
Facts.
It's approaching.
It
It's approaching.
is.
Might not see it now, but it's coming. Just wait. Just wait. You know, patience. Time is coming.
Time is coming, baby. Time is
I
coming.
appreciate the love.
Of course. And I mean it wholeheartedly. The amount
I know.
of things that you've taught me, the amount of things that I've learned, the amount of things that we've just been able to talk about in general, outside of streaming, inside of streaming, being able to learn new things together, trying to figure out editing, trying to figure out this networking thing, how we spent 4 hours the one day trying to figure out how to get the merch store to work, and we still haven't figured it out. But like at the end of the day, like it's just the time and effort that you're willing to spend on a friendship, and I can't thank you enough for that. Because
Can't thank you enough either.
You don't find that every day, man. You don't.
No. Period.
It's crazy. It's crazy. But yeah, guys.
Any other questions, chat?
I appreciate everyone. Yeah, if you guys got any fucking questions before we end, put them in the chat now. Can't get rid of me now or ever. That's a W.
He's not wrong.
That's a W.
He's not wrong.
Yeah, if you guys got any questions before we end this thing, just type them in the chat. Once again, I just want to show appreciation to Corey for coming out on the Ferb podcast.
Honor.
W's in the chat for him. And we're going to be doing this twice a month. On Sundays normally. It's on a Saturday today because I got plans tomorrow. But when I get back from my plans tomorrow, we will probably be streaming. All right. And I'm probably going to do Overwatch 2 again because I really enjoyed that. It was a lot of fucking fun, but a lot of irritation. But I'm going to get those snipe shots down. Don't you guys worry. But
for sure.
Again, guys, if you ever need help, don't hesitate to reach out to either of us. We're here for you at any time, any day, you know. And
that's facts.
Don't be afraid to go get help if you feel like you need help, because that's the scary part in life is everyone tells you to bottle shit up and just be a man. No, don't be a fucking man. Do the things that you need to do to get better. Be better for you. And just remember, you matter. So
yes.
We're going to end that on a good note. I appreciate everyone for coming out. Much love to all of you. And we will catch you all tomorrow.
See y'all then. Hit that something.
Later, y'all.
Later.